Ma'am.
Just to know what to use, what value should we use in fee. But this is just an assumption. You can use different value. Okay, para lang mapatunayan natin that we can use 0.90 fee or mag-come up tayo sa fee is equal to 0.90, we assume a value of your still ratio.
Paano man pagkuan yung actual row mo is kuan? Yung AS over BD. Yun yung gamitin
AS
pang
over
ikumpara
BD.
sa row na.
Saan?
Diba?
Kasi pag
Yung
dito,
0.
ito agad yung ginawa nyo, wala kayong value ng AS. Saan kayo makakakuha ng value ng AS? Sa last dito, after nyo nakuha to, ano ba question? So, dapat ito yung ginamit nyo, AS, ay fee is equal to AS over BD. Dito kasi sa unang procedure natin, wala pa tayong value ng AS, so we just assume. After we assume, iti-check natin after to get the real value of fee.
Okay pa ma'am.
Okay? Assumptions lang yun, so kahit ano yung in-assume nyo, okay lang. Chinek ko naman yung solutions nyo if tama yung procedure. Also, this is not limited to this type of or this kind of procedure. Marami kayong pwedeng gawin dito. I'm not sure if ditong klase yung may assume A. Meron bang gumawa sa inyo nun? Assume value of A. Pwede rin to. So, depende sa inyo kung ano yung mas prefer nyong procedure. Any more question? Any more question? So, yung iba, mali kasi yung concrete cover nila, ginawa nila is 70 plus stirrups, blah blah blah. So, mali to kasi given na sa problem that your concrete cover is 70 hanggang sa steel reinforcement. Okay? Any more questions? Saan pa ba kayo nagkamali dito? Marami namang nakakuha, pero hindi nila kasi tinutuloy. Stop hanggang ditong step lang. Dito sa 4 bars.
Ay, so pag hindi po given yung raw actual ma'am, mag-assume po ng 0.6.
That is the most economical value of raw. Kasi ang point natin dito, bakit 0.6? Itong 0.6 kasi, most likely, magka-come up siya sa fee is equal to 0.9. Bakit ito yung ina-achieve nating value of fee? Para hindi ganun, hindi complicated yung maging solution natin. Okay, diba, fee can be 0.9, pwede nyo ring 0.65 or pero ang goal natin is to but after that you have to check also if your fee is really 0.90. So sa una, okay lang na mag-assume kayo, then after, you have to check if tama yung assumption nyo. Okay, so any more question?
Wala na po, ma'am.
Okay, so can we proceed to the next problem?
Sige po, ma'am.
Okay, so this problem is just the same as our example. Okay, so a reinforced concrete beam with an effective depth of 1.5 times the width, the beam BC, ito ba yung sinabi ko sa'yo? Span of 6 meters is used to carry a uniform dead load of 25 kilonewton per meter in addition to its own weight, and a uniform live load of 40 kilonewton per meter. So we assume FC prime and 56 MPa F5 for 15. Determine the most economical number of D28 tension steel area. D28 ba kayo? D25? D25 yata, no?
28, ma'am. Ma'am, 28 po.
28 ba? Sino D25? Ano yung stirrups nyo? 10 or 12?
12, ma'am.
12. Yes, nag-raise ka ng hand, Mr. Tibangit.
Napindot lang, sorry.
Napindot. Okay. So, tama to, 28 and 12. Okay, so, the first step that we need to consider here is to determine the dimension. So, how can we do that? We use H minimum is equal to 6,000 divided by 16. Dito ba yung may gumawa ng both end continuous? L divided by 21? Meron? Meron yan.
Opo.
Technically, it's correct actually. Yes. Tama yung both end kasi kung papansinin nyo, beam BC, A, BC, talagang both end continuous siya. L is equal to 21. Chinek ko yung paper mo actually, pero I think nagkamali ka sa, anong pangalan mo? Cargulio. Saan ka nagkamali dito? Yung value of, value of B. Sige, recheck natin yung paper mo. Okay, so, okay din to. Tama naman to. Actually, mas tama yung analysis mo eh. Okay. So, B is equal to 450 divided by 1.5 kasi given dito that your depth is approximately 1.5 times the width. So, 6,000 divided by 16 is 375. So, I use 450. Anyway, this is just an assumption sa una. You can use or you can assume any dimension. Magka-come up pa rin naman tayo sa same answer. Okay? So, B is equal to 300 and H is equal to 450. I think meron ako nilagay na 2 layers dito. So, we assume muna that your Y bar is equal to 40 plus 12 plus 28 plus 25.2 because the clear spacing between the two layers is 25 millimeters. So, since equal naman yung number of bars, divided by 2. So, y bar is 92.5. Okay? So, now we have an assumption for B and H. We can now solve for the factored loads. Okay, so the value of your dead load is 25 kilonewton per meter in addition to its own weight. So we have to determine the value or the weight of your beam. 23, what did you use? 23.5 or 6?
0.6, ma'am.
0.6, okay. Times 0.3 by 0.45. So kindly compute.
3.19, ma'am.
3.19
po.
19.
kilonewton per meter. So your total dead load is equal to 25 plus your 3.19 weight of beam. So we have 28.19 kilonewton per meter. Your life load is equal to 40 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so solving for your ultimate factored load, we have 1.2 times 28.19 plus 1.6 times 40. Okay, so kindly compute.
$27.33.
97.8.
97.83. Okay, so kindly compute for the ultimate moment.
438.2928, ma'am.
2928.
28.
293. Okay, so meron na tayong ultimate moment. What's our next step?
Ma'am, di ba 440.24 yun?
Ano po? 440.24 po.
Anong sagot? 440?
Yes, ma'am. 0.24.
24.
Okay. So what's our next step here? So we assume
Rho.
rho is equal to 0.60 rho max. By the way, what's the value of our beta? 0.65. 0.65. Okay, so we have 0.85 beta 1 Fy. Fy ba? Anong formula ng rho max? 0.85 beta 1
FY.
ito, diba? Okay, tama. 415
Ma'am, hindi ba FC prime over FY2 yan?
FC prime prime?
FC prime over Fy po.
Okay. So, your FC prime is 56 over 415. 0.003. Okay, so kindly compute.
Zero 0.01917 po.
01.
917.
Okay, so let's compare that to your raw at strain 0.005. So what's the answer here?
0.0168 po.
0.0168?
8 po. Yes po.
Huh? Tama ba to?
0.0279. 6.
Ilan to?
0.0279.
279. Ayan. Kasi mas mataas na yung raw natin kanina eh. Okay, so this is greater than your raw, which is equal to 0.01917. Therefore, we can use P is equal to 0.90. Okay? So after that, that's the time that we solve for BD squared. Okay, so for BD squared, we have MU 440.24. So we have phi rho BD squared Fy 1 minus 0.59 times rho Fy over Fc prime. Ilan to guys?
472.97 ma'am.
472
0.97.
times.
Ma'am, yan na yung D, ma'am.
Masyado mal... yung D.
Yes.
Yung BD squared mo na. Ilan to? 66. Correct.
$67.11 times 10 raised to 6.
So kindly compute for B.
$310.12.
310.12. So millimeter, let's say this is 350. So if this is 350, B squared, so what's the value of B?
$437.88.
So we have 437.88. Okay, so for H we have 437.88 plus your Y bar. We already computed your Y bar here, 92.5.
530.38 po. 30.38.
5.38.
20.88.
Ilan? 530? 30? Is that correct? Okay. So this is 550. Okay. So for your dimension, so B is equal to 350, H is equal to 550. So what's the next step?
Area of steel.
Area of steel by getting the steel ratio. Required steel ratio. Okay, so paano natin makukuha yon? By equating MU is equal to VMN. So we assume here V is equal to 0.90. Okay, so our MU is 440 point, ilan na nga yun? 24 times 10 raised to 6 is equal to 0.90. Rho B is 350. What's the value of D here? D is equal to 550 minus 92.5. Ilan to?
$457.5.
457.5. Rho B D squared Fy 1 minus 0.59 rho Fy over Fc prime. Okay, so from this equation, you will come up with a quadratic equation. Hindi ko na ipapakita dito. I-direct nyo na. Pero pag sa mga quizzes and exam assignments, you have to show it. So kindly give me the two values of rho. What did you get? Hello? Ano na? Ay, may kulang dito ah. Ay, di tama na. Ano ko ano?
0.23 po doon sa positive. Hindi lang po sure.
23? Mabagal yata shift zone nyo ah. Ay, wait lang. Sorry, may mali. Ano mali dito? Let's see kung ma-realize nyo yung mali. May mali dito, guys. Ito yung thing.
Wala yung kanang 3D squared. Ay, meron.
Meron.
Ako yung 5.
Wala yung?
Yung 0.85 na.
Saan? Prob, this. 0.85?
Ma'am, hindi
Walang-
mo magbabago yung pagkuha ng MU?
Yes,
Yung
correct. Nagbabago yung MU natin. Kasi nagbago yung dimension. So, dito siya. Okay? So, let's solve again for the factored loads. So, weight of beam is equal to 23.6.35 by 0.55. Kindly compute.
Point 54.
.08 po. Ay, 09 po.
Pag 48 ata yun, ma'am.
Alin?
45. 45.
99.45?
Yes, ma'am. 45.
Okay, so for your MU, you have 99.45 times 6 squared.
447.53.
Okay, so yun yung ilalagay natin dito. So, kindly solve for for rho. Common mistake din to guys. Yung iba, hindi pinalitan yung value ng mu. So, what's the value of rho?
Zero point 0.01773.
Next.
Okay.
Ano yung isang value ng rho?
0.21098.
21098. Okay? So we add up 0.0177 since it is the lowest. Now kindly solve for the ES.
2834.83.
2834.83. So 2834.83 divided by the area of bar, 28 squared. Okay. Ilan to?
Ma'am, di po ba 0.21 yun?
4.6.
2834.21
21 po.
21 po.
Okay, so ilan nakuha niya dito?
4.60 po.
4.60. So let's say 5 bars. So kindly solve for Nmax. Do you know what's the formula already? So give me the value of Nmax.
Twelve po yung stirrup naman.
Yes, 12 yung stirrups.
Three, ma'am.
3. Okay, so we already have 5 bars and max of 3. So kapag ito-drawing natin yan, magbabago yung y bar natin, right? Okay, so let's solve for the y bar. So, ilan yung distance ng first layer dito sa bottom? Kindly solve. Also for the second layer.
66 po sa first layer.
Next.
So yung second layer, 53.
53? Hindi, from the bottom.
119, ma'am.
119. Okay, so we can now solve for y bar. We have 3 times 66 plus 2 times 119 divided by 5. So what's the value of y bar?
$87.2.
87.2. Okay, so from that, the new value of your d is equal to 550 minus 87.2. Ilan to?
462.8 po.
462.8. Okay? So, hindi pa tayo pwede mag-stop dito because we have to check if 5 bars is really enough to resist our ultimate load, right? So, after that, we have to check your raw minimum. So, since your actual stair area muna. Yung kanina, required still area yon, right? So, actual still area of 5 ba? Yes. 5 over 4 times 28. Ilan yung AS nyo?
3,078.76 po.
Kindly compute for your still ratio.
$0.019.
19. Okay, so kindly compute for raw minimum.
$0.0034.
How about the other?
$0.0045.
0.0045. So, from here, we can see that your raw is greater than your raw min. Okay, so you can now proceed. Ano pa yung kailangan nyo i-check? So, here we assume 0.90 as your fee. So, how can we check the value of fee? Okay, so pwede natin i-check using C over dt. But first, we have to know what is the value of dt. Alam nyo, ano yung meaning ng dt? Your dt is the distance from the top fiber of the beam up to the farthest
Tension bar.
yes, so distance from top of the beam to the farthest bar, steel bar. Okay? So, ano yung dt natin? Your dt is hanggang dito sa farthest. So, dito, 550 minus 66. Ilan?
4 po.
Ilan?
484 po.
4,
484, okay? So, C over dt, wala pa pala tayo zero. Okay, before that, kunin muna natin yung A. KS 3078.76 FY 0.85 FC prime B is the value of A.
76.69 po.
76.69. So, C over dt, or, di ba A is equal to beta 1C. So, kung kukunin natin yung C, it is A over beta 1 times dt. Our A is 76.69. Beta 1 is 0.65 times 484. So, what's the value of C over dt?
0.24 po.
24. So, ano na yung limit natin dito? So, from our example here, that if your C over dt is less than or equal to 0.375, your fee is 0.9. Okay? So, since this is less than 0.375, therefore, fee is equal to 0.9. Then after that, we can check if your fee mn is greater than or equal to mu. Okay? So, fee mn .9, AS is 307.8.76 times FY. D is what's the value of 30? 462.8. Minus 76.69 divided by 2. Okay, so what's the value of PML?
.09 times 10 raised to 6.
0.09 or kilonewton meter, which is greater than your mu. Ano yung mu nyo? 447.53. Okay, so we have 447.53 kilonewton meter. Then you have to draw. So your dimension is 350 by 550 with 5 bars. T28 mm. Okay, so that's your final answer. Do you have any question?
Ma'am, excuse me.
Yes.
Ma'am, doon po sa C over dt, paano po pag mali po yung assumption? Greater than po yung nakuha nyo.
Kapag greater than ang nakuha nito, If it is greater than or equal to 0.6, you use phi of 0.65. Okay, but if it is in between the 0.6 and 0.375, gagamitan nyo ngayon ng formula. Itong formula na to. In order to get the real value of phi.
Ay, so, parang pag mali po ba yung assumption, o ulitin po ulit?
Let's check. If mali yung assumption natin dito, may magbabago ba? Saan ba nakaka-affect yun? Dito sa
May MU
still
po.
ratio. Okay? Makaka-affect siya sa still ratio, makaka-affect siya sa number of bars, pero I think it's minimal. Ito kasi mga nakuha natin dito, this is your actual still ratio. So, if it turns out that your phi is not equal to 0.90, i-check nyo lang dito, palitan nyo to. 0.2 is 0.65. Try nyo nga if it is 0.65. What's the value if it is 0.65?
$352.51.
Yes, 352. So, ang nangyari, guys, hindi pa rin pwede yung less than siya sa ultimate moment. Okay? Pag ganun yung nangyari, you have to redo assumptions or yes, yung dimensions and yung still bars. That's the only time na uulitin nyo ba? But if nag-okay naman dito, if VML is greater than MU, okay lang yun. Walang effect.
Ma'am, okay lang na stress yung gamitin sa pag-check ng fee.
Anong stress? Yung strain? ET?
Hindi po ma'am, yung FS.
FS. Pwede. Pwede naman. Pero bakit FS?
Diba, yung ma'am, yung sinabi niyo yung tension control ganun lang.
Kasi dito, you mean FS is not less than FA is less than FY?
Yes ma'am.
So you are designing less than your yield strength? That shouldn't be the case. Parang if ganito yung situation, and you are designing, you have to design it such a way that you meet the ultimate strength or the yield strength of the steel. Magkakaroon lang kayo ng ganyan if you are limited sa dimension. But see, in here, you are not limited by the dimension. Diba? Tayo yung nag-decide kung anong dimension. But if you are limited by the dimension, that's the only time na magkakaroon tayo ng if Fs is equal to Fy, tension controlled or compression controlled, or nasa transition zone siya, or you can use doubly. So, itong doubly reinforce, ito yung next topic natin. Pero if ganitong simple problem lang naman siya and you have to design, you have to, ang limit lang natin dito is the number or the size of bar, right? When it comes to dimension, we are not limited. So, I think it's best if you design it using Fs equal to Fy.
Always yun, ma'am.
Para mag-yield siya. Unless meron kayong restrictions.
Ma'am, paano pag hindi nag-yield ngayon?
Pag hindi nag-yield, yun, meron kayong mga choices. So, pwede kayong mag-doubling or just to meet your ultimate moment, or pwede siyang pumunta sa compression controlled, where your fee is 0.65. Ito kasing fee is equal to 0.90, that is your tension controlled. This is your, yes.
Di pag compression control, ma'am, di magbabago din yung Y.
Pero given yung FY natin,
Okay po, ma'am.
okay, so mag-base lang kayo sa mga given. Kapag in between siya, it means that it is in transition control. Ay, transition zone pala. Dapat napag-aralan nyo to sa when you're doing your assignment. But for this problem, I didn't make it complicated, so 0.9 lang yun. Anyone? Yes? Ano?
Maglalagay niyo po yan sa icon.
Yes, ilalagay ko sa iConnect. Ngayon guys, when it comes to your quiz, if mali na kayo sa loadings, factored loads, ultimate moment, hindi ma-check yung last part nyo kasi mali na yung assumption. Parang, how can you say that this is correct if your MU is wrong? Meron yata akong na-check, binilugan ko tong MU, to check na yung papers nyo. So, if you didn't get the right MU, mali yung minali ko yung paper nyo. Okay, so even though mas malaki yung VMN nyo, pero mali kasi yung ultimate moment nyo eh. Ano ba yung nakalagay? May correction bang ganun, guys? I mean, may question ba kayo sa papers nyo? Etong kay okay, yung iba kasi, hindi na nila inulit na i-check yung or palitan yung MU. Eto. So, kapag ganun yung naging solution nyo, ang check lang hanggang dito sa dimension. Pag hindi nyo na inulit kunin yung factored load, so, nag-stop na ako mag-check dun. Okay, so do you have any clarifications in your quiz?
Ano po, ma'am?
Wala naman
How
yung
about
tanong.
the others? Wala na.